sure that's why it was taken down. But most churches and places of worship don't have a wooden fence in front of them. So just, you know, curious as to why that is. You know, also, like I said, it does impede traffic. There is parking at the dentist office, at the Kroger, and they bought the additional land for parking. And there were days when the house itself, there's no way that for the worship area that's drawn out, that you can fit 30 people in there. So people are gathered outside. The house with 30 people, it was built in the 70s. It's not built, it's on a septic tank unless they've changed it at some point. The septic tank couldn't handle that kind of capacity for 30, 60, however many people you're talking about. So there are just things like that to consider as well. That's all I have at this point.
Thank you.
But thank you for your time.
You can just sign. All right, someone else?
A minute 45 remains.
My name's Ronnie Derricotte. I live at 3247 Ridge Road. I've been living there all my life. I'll be 68 in December. And what Tim already said, there's a lot more than 30 people there, I assure you that. Because they have things together, you don't know what they're doing, they're behind the fence, they're crossing the road, going to Kroger, and also going out there at the dental hygienist, they park it in there. And they first was gonna take that other lot, which was a half acre, they put a pad down and was parking there. And we don't know what's going on out there half the time, but they were starting out, they didn't have that many out there. And it kept growing, and it's gonna grow. And that's all I said. If Mulberry's going into this right here, they need to watch what they are putting in. We don't need this.
Thank you.
45 seconds.
All right, would someone else like to speak?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Nancy Giffen. I live at 3236 Sable Ridge Drive in Beaufort. I was sitting in the other room, so it was kind of hard to hear some things, and I'm not sure if anybody brought up the fact about the special use permit. As far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong, but those kinds of permits allow pretty much anything they want to do once they get in. Is that true? Is that what a special use does, or no?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I gotta take a point.
Go ahead.
The special use permit is only outlined by what their request is. So what that does is that allows for whatever use is requested, and that right is granted by mayor and council.
Gotcha.
And so what this is a, recommending body to look at the request and then, evaluate and allow for planning commission to add additional comments, based upon what they hear from the public or based upon, their opinion as an appointed body.
Okay, thanks for the
Thank you very much.
clarification. Thank you.
30 seconds.
All right, would someone else like to come speak against? Yes, sir.
Evening. I'm arrived kind of late today, so you gotta excuse me.
Give your name and address, please.
My name is H. Johnson III. I live off Hamilton Mill Road. I've been in Gwinnett County now since about 2021. Glad to be here. I really like the area, great school district. At the same time, I've made new friends. I'm a part of this mosque. I've been welcomed by these individuals here. From my understanding, if I'm correct, this meeting is about the traffic, correct?
No, sir, this is about a special use permit that's been requested.
All right, understood. But from what I've been hearing lately, it's basically been about the traffic. That's the complaint everyone has, about the traffic. I'm gonna tell you right now, well, some of us anyway, excuse me, not everyone. But at the same time, if it's about mainly traffic, I'm gonna tell you right now, I had traffic coming here just now this evening, just to get to this meeting. And to be honest with you, that area, I've been by that four-way traffic stop a whole lot. That's traffic anyway, no matter what. Even with the monster being down, it's still traffic. It's poorly constructed, I'm gonna be honest with you. Going out to the gas station is poor, turning left or right, it's just bad. But that's neither here nor there. What I'm here to say is this. These people, I'm a Army veteran. I served this country, active duty. I've been pretty much the majority of my life has been overseas somewhere in the Middle East. these people welcome me. If most of the complaints here about the congregation getting together, I'm gonna tell you right now, there are churches that are larger than the congregation of the mosque, multiple churches that have way more people attending those churches on Sundays. And there are traffic police out there to control the traffic. A lot more people. That mosque is not causing any type of traffic violation or any type of traffic congestion whatsoever. And again, I've been here for a very long time. I've been trained to pay attention to detail. I've been trained to pay attention to my environment. The mosque is not the problem. Now, if you still believe that or anyone else here, that's your choice. But at the same time, you're doing nothing blind to yourselves. Because the traffic now is gonna get worse. I promise you it will. It's going to get worse. You have one small congregation, meeting on a Friday, meeting every day, but it's not the issue. It isn't. I'll leave it at that.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, have a nice day.
That was 4.
So that was
Yeah.
4, so there's still an additional 40 seconds. Again, hold on. Yeah, you'll get the chance in a minute. I just want to go ahead and give the additional 40 seconds to anyone that wants to speak against.
You said that they can only do what they asked to do on the special use permit. But can they come back after they get in and ask for another special use permit to do something different? And like Ronnie spoke, we don't really know what they're doing behind the big fence. So that's my question, can they come back and get more stuff done?
Everybody who owns property here has a right to request for a special use for whatever that use may be.
Right.
So if anyone were to come back, they have the right to do a modification, request a new special use, or anything of that nature.
Okay.
But I think that for the merits of this case, this has been outlined as to what the applicant has requested.
Right.
And this is what the applicant has requested for this sunset period,
Right.
for what the use is for.
Okay. Would that be taken in, that it's not really zoned for that at this moment, so would that make it have to be rezoned to do what they're
No, sir.
requesting?
So rezonings are, just a quick way of looking at this is the way I've always evaluated it in my mind, and kept it simple, right? You are rezoning, if you do a rezoning, to change the entire underlying use of your property. If you were to come in and ask for a variance, that means that you are staying in the same zone, you're just asking for a slight modification of whatever is in that underlying zone. A special use permit is allowable in every zone, but there are conditions that are placed upon that special use so that it can either sunset for either whoever the applicant is, whoever the owner is, or whatever the use is. So this is just a quick example. If someone got a special use to have a nursery for plants there, that could be upon the appointed and the elected to have that use only be tied to that business. If that business were to close, that use is no longer valid. If it is tied to a particular owner of that business and that owner were to sell, then that use is no longer valid. And they would have to come back and try to get another special use if they were to sell that business. So this is a limited request. Everyone who owns property has the ability to come in and ask for a special use regardless of the underlying zone.
Okay. So really, the special use, in my understanding then, actually can change that, it really negates the C1.
It does not.
zone
It does not.
because
And I think that for the purpose of this, we're getting a little bit I know the attorney's about to say, we're getting a little bit out of bounds for the actual case at hand, but I'd love to sit down and talk to you about the merits of what a rezoning, a variance, and a special use are at a later date.
Cool.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I'd give an additional 40 seconds for
Yep.
against, since that
That's
really.
fine. Yeah, anyone else that would like to speak against, we've still got a little more time. Sir, as soon as we're ready, I'll call for speaking for, so.
Can I make a statement? It's not against or for. I wanted to verify something. I'm Judy Gay and I live off of close to Hamilton Mill.
Mhm.
You were talking about they were there doing whatever, did they have permission? Did I not understand you correctly?
Well, ma'am, I think that just for the merits of this case, we just need to go ahead and talk about that, but I would love to talk to you about that
Sure.
offline.
I was just curious, cause I heard what you said, and I just was wondering how that happened, you know,
So,
if it was not approved.
that's not the situation at hand. The situation at hand is the fact that the city of Mulberry came into existence in 2025.
Right,
And we are going through the process now of creating our own comprehensive plan and creating our own zoning code. So there's some things all over the city that were uses that were under Gwinnett for various reasons that do not match what the
What yours-
Mulberry plan.
right.
So we have a lot of issues, as many of you who have seen coming in here, to where there were already existing situations that were coming in, or things that are not following up under this. We had a special use case that was before mayor and council a couple weeks ago. So,
So it could be grandfathered in maybe or not, whatever,
I don't-
whatever you guys.
I don't think so.
I just wanted to clarify what he said.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Anyone else speaking against? All right, so we will move on for rebuttal for anyone speaking for. Yes, sir.
Let me just take 1 minute.
10 minutes, right?
10 minutes, correct.
You give an additional 5.
In Wisdom Area, I serve on the board of Buddhist Islamic Center. So I heard the position, and I want to rebuttal on a couple of points there. I'm not sure Mr. Timmerman what property he was referring to. At any time we have less than 10.
Speak louder.
Sorry. So anytime in the 5 daily prayers we have less than 10 people in the mosque, and as far as we were in operation for 2.5 years. Before we moved to that place, if you look at the pictures and the emails we got from the residents, that place was trash. We came in, we cleaned it up, we took care of it. And as for the complaint, what happened behind the fence, all the notices and the directions we got from City of Mulberry, we complied with that. And the day we were asked to remove the fence, we got mocked. People threw the rocks at the property. They harassed our women, made fun of their dresses, and basically telling us go home. We live here. We're not going anywhere. We are here. We are U.S. citizens. So my question to you is there's nothing going on behind the fence. Anybody is welcome to. Now the fence is taken down. We have started collaborative projects. We want to do something with other churches. It was a very peaceful place for prayer. Everybody enjoyed it. But we saw notice there was an organized movement on the social media talking bad about this place. All we did was we just complied with the City of Mulberry order, and we wanted to be peaceful and committed to work through this, process. If we can get a permit and open up this place, so we can do whatever it takes to open this place. We are ready to comply.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, yes, ma'am.
Again, my name is Nazia Sarbalan, and I just wanted to clarify a few things. Like, I think some people just don't know how we work. So like, Mr. Rizwan said, the fence was there for a reason, for protection. We are not doing anything there. We are very welcoming of any religion to come and see, And yeah, at some points on Friday, like we said, the most people to pray is on a Friday. That's between 2 and 3 p.m. And that's like, I guess like you would have a mass or something, like I'm just saying comparatively. So yeah, there are probably more people around then, but all the other prayers, like, and women aren't obligated to go, by the way. But like I told you, like if I feel like going, I'm allowed to go. If you guys feel like going, you're allowed to go. And the only reason we're not doing any conspiring thing behind the fence, that was there just for solid purposes for protection. And as soon as we were told to take it down, it was taken down. Another thing I wanted to clarify, I have a septic on Camp Branch Road. And I've been in a home where there's 2 people staying, by the way, My home got damaged twice, and I know what it feels like for a house to get damaged with a septic. So I'm just letting you know, with the sewer, we pray 5 times a day, so we have to do our ablution, and if nobody knows what that is we have to be clean and pure. I myself, in the 2.5 years, have never used the bathroom. And this is the honest truth, believe me, God, it's our evening prayer time, and I'm not lying to you. I live 4 minutes away, I would rather go home. So just trying to clarify that we want to abide by the rules, and not everybody uses the public bathroom. Just like you guys go out to the mall or something, you don't want to use a bathroom. Same applies for us, that, you know, so many people are allowed there. I mean, we wouldn't want any mishap to happen. But what I'm trying to say is become clean. So before the prayer time, you all have to do a certain way. You have a ritual that you have to be clean. So when we're leaving our homes and we're all in that radius, we typically, I'm not saying nobody uses the bathroom, they do, but I just want to clarify one thing, that 5 times a day you have to be pure and clean. So when we attend the mosque, we are clean and not everybody needs to use the bathroom. So I'm just kind of clarifying, because not everybody knows their exact religion. It's based upon what you hear, and we hear that about all religions. So I don't think we should be, you know, it should be based on that, you know. And you guys are most welcome to come and see. And like, I have living spaces right across from me. My traffic every day is all the way down. What am I supposed to do about that? Are we supposed to stop building? I don't want warehouses there or anything else there. So we can't really, you know, we can't be judgy that way, because there is traffic, like the other gentleman said. What are we gonna do? Are we gonna stop having people come into Mulberry City and Beaufort City? We can't stop that. So I'm just giving you my, you know, my request. And it's, by the way, it's my birthday today, and I'm over here. I should be celebrating with my family. Yeah, and I should be celebrating with my family, and they're waiting for me, but I thought, this is how important it is to me, just letting you know. It's my son-in-law's birthday also, and right now she's texting me, and I'm like, I can't leave until this is done with. So, you know, I just wish everybody just be kind, and just, you know, let us just gather over there. We're not doing anything mysterious. It's really very calm environment, and it gives us peace. You know, that's what we're there for. And we've missed out in the past so many months on that. Like, I truly miss it, and I know all my neighborhood misses it too. So just please, just a plea, please let us allow to be in that facility. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, somebody else?
We're pretty much at the 5 minutes.
This last one.
Go ahead.
My name is Abdul Rahim. I'm live like about a minute from this 3350 property. All I have to say, a few things just to clarify, because there's a lot of things goes on the social media. People think that all kinds of mosques are opening and stuff. Our neighborhood, between Beaufort and Mulberry, with the number of Muslim people that live, we all need is only one place of worship. That's it. So if there's any things going around that, oh, there's multiple, they're opening at 3100, 3350, and this, no. It's just one place of worship. That's all we need. So that's all we're looking for. The other thing about the traffic, I just wanted to clarify to everybody that as Muslims, we pray 5 times a day. And off of that 5 times a day prayer, 3 times a day that we pray is off traffic time. One is before sunrise, okay? The other one is after sunset. The other one is late night at 10 o'clock, 10:30 or so. The remaining 2 times is between 1:30 and about 5 o'clock. Now think about it. Early in the morning, there's no traffic issue. There's 5 or 6 people come and pray. During lunchtime, everybody is at work. So usually 2 or 3 people come, pray, leave. The other time is 5 o'clock, everybody is in traffic sitting on 85. Okay? Sunset time, everybody is home, taking shower and eating supper and going home, going to sleep. The last time is everybody's already asleep and we're going there and praying. By the way, our prayer consists of not more than 5 minutes at a time. So whether it's before sunrise or after sunset or even during the traffic time, we come, we pray maximum 5 minutes, and we get out. Now, the traffic time that some of the people are referring to is for Friday prayers. It's just like your Sunday churches. The Friday prayer, again, starts from 2:30 to 2:45 or 2 to 2:30 or something like that. That is one time that we can always divide it to multiple congregation. We can say, okay, 30 people come and from 2 to 2:15, and the remaining come to 2:30 to 2:45. That's all it is. As far as the fence is concerned, just like everybody says, the minute we are law-abiding citizens, we pay taxes, we're citizens, we wanna live here, we wanna die here. We know everybody. I know my fellow Tim England and Ronnie and everybody, they're my neighbors. I've been living there forever. So, as far as the things are concerned, we can always go and do every single thing that the city wants us to do. We'll do it. Just tell us. If we haven't done it in the past, because nobody told us. You tell us today, hey, fix this, okay, fix this. You would fix this, we'll fix this. That's all I have to say.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
What about the noise?
No,
I just real quick, one last second.
I'm sorry.
We've given a lot.
All right, I'm gonna make a motion to close the second period for public comment. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, all those in favor say aye. All those opposed? All right. The period of public comment is now closed, so planning commissioners, we can discuss amongst ourselves. Any questions?
There's a lot of issues that the staff has brought before from a commercial perspective. Appreciate everybody's thoughts and but the way I think they've done a good job laying out the facts of the case with regards to zoning and planning, which is what it is. And a commercial occupancy of a building that has not been up to code.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Go ahead, Matt.
No, go ahead.
I mean, the thing that I think stands out to me is I agree staff wrote this up really thoroughly, and I think some of this is just the suitability of the lot itself, which I do believe staff is, I think they've written up well in their assessment of the application and the site specifics.
Yeah, I mean, I think the merits of, everything as far as all the special use permit requests and things like that, and the merits of the reason for the recommendation of denial. I mean, there's just a lot of things about this piece of property. The fact that they're not combined even, there's not sidewalks, there's not, there's, I think it's, I understand it's a gravel lot, it's not paved, so there's a lot of things that, that are going on with this that reach further out than just what is right here in this little packet to bring this up to code, so, my thoughts.
Okay. All right, so, based on everything we've heard tonight, I'm gonna say again, I think we make all of our recommendations based on planning and zoning and not on anything else, and, based on the information that we have with staff, I'm gonna make a motion for denial. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, so that concludes our old business. So we will now move on to new business. So the next item on the agenda is the text amendment, consideration adoptions of text amendments for the city's unified development ordinance to update the tree protection and landscaping chapter to incorporate general text updates and for other purposes. Staff?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Alan Guerra. I'm the senior planner for the city of Mulberry. As you can see on the screen, we've done some text amendments. This would be considered the third quarter text amendments. As you can see above, we've updated and added definitions. This would be in chapter 110. So these have either been added, clarified, or refined to provide more precise regulatory language. So we have new definitions for vape and nicotine products. It introduces detailed definitions that you can see for alternative nicotine products, consumable vapor products, smoking devices, vape shops, and vapor devices. It's also associated with the general regulation of vape shops, so that's chapters 211 and 212. That includes a new definition of use for vape shops and the regulation of them. So this is part of those use tables as far as like what's permitted, allowed by right, or if something is going to need like a special use permit, or if it's under limited use. So we've looked at that for non-residential and special residential. Going into more definitions, we've added definitions for electric vehicles. This is something that staff has responded to just from a front end, like frontline folks. We've been receiving a lot of permits for electric vehicle stations, so we thought it best to be strategic about this, of how we address it. So to provide clarity and precision, to create a regulatory framework, and to kind of enable future regulations. So that's why we have these new definitions for electric vehicles. The idea is that we create a more complete and legally sound foundation for the city. Some more definitions for landscaping and tree preservation. So this is included bark, landscape islands. You have 4 different categories for landscape islands. It's not just text-wise. You'll see later on in the slides, there's also visual elements to this. So for those of us like me who are visual learners, that's really helpful. So the document, the draft essentially adds or clarifies numerous terms that are related to landscape and tree preservation. These are just some more definitions. This is pretty self-explanatory. I don't know if you could see the highlighted section at the bottom. So it says equestrian, is it residential, right? Equestrian residential and equestrian commercial. Those were added so we can regulate the minimum buffers for those zoning districts as well. They weren't there before, so it's just adding them, just a minor thing.
Okay.
So these are more technical and procedural corrections. So this relates to permitting requirements, architectural design standards, retaining wall standards, and then we've edited some areas to cross-reference just in the code sections as well. So with retaining walls, we changed a bit of the language. It used to say, it previously said that section 23080, any wall exceeding 4 feet, and it conflicted with another section that said, in section 810, that said that it was 6 feet. So we just did any wall that exceeds 4 feet will require engineer drawing. So it's just simple changes that we as staff has noted during the permitting process essentially.
Is that 4 feet, is that typical standard for other municipalities?
I believe so, yeah. Correct, right. And as far as the architectural design standards, this is just a small change to the window area. Another thing that we've noted from permitting, from comments that we get from the individuals that are applying for these permits, it was a bit confusing, so it's just clarity essentially. And then the electric vehicle charging equipment, we've just, same thing, just adding more clarity and some more clarity here for expiration of building permits, having that language be very clear and not as confusing. And for the tree survey, I believe the terminology has changed. So this is part of a larger change that occurred to chapter 600. So this is the tree ordinance itself. This is probably the biggest change that has happened in this text amendment. Go ahead. So we've updated and corrected a lot of that language. So let's see. You can keep going. Okay, yeah, right. So this is the biggest overhaul. So we've entirely rewritten and transformed this into a more detailed and like modern framework. The changes are, we've expanded the purpose and applicability. We've detailed the tree protection standards. We've formalized the specimen tree program that we have. We're a little bit more clear and refined with the tree density unit calculations. And there's additional planting requirements. So this sort of ties into the comprehensive plan as well. So that's what a lot of these changes are sort of doing. So it includes tree canopy coverage, you know, the street trees, screening, detailed standards essentially. And I believe there's also illustrative elements of that towards the end. You can spot this, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. So this is what I was talking about. These are like the illustrations of all those landscaping elements. Go ahead, Joy. I believe that's it. And that's all I had, unless you guys have some questions.
So one question I do have about the tree ordinance is with the tree bank, you know, the only thing that always concerns me a little bit about tree banks is just that people can just buy their way out of it, you know. So how is the standard set for the cost of the price for that? Where does it go? What is that used for?
So I believe it's tied to certain developments, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right? So it's tied to certain developments. When certain tree density units can't be met. So I believe, I'll have to get back to you with more clarity on that. That's a good point.
As far as addressing where it goes, we have a separate restricted account for tree funds.
Okay.
And so, what we are working on in conjunction with this is a program that we will eventually, you know, any funds that are left, we'll start planting trees.
So it's like a tree
Work with
planting.
Arborist Day for allow for people to come by and grab trees, that they can plant at their own home. It's just an evolving process. We did have one development that we kind of settled with through court for tree funds, and that was just to kind of mitigate a situation, but that it's usually used in, it's not a lot in there to sum it up.
I know Gwinnett did a thing where you could go sign up and they'd come plant a tree in the yard, so you could do something.
Similar program like that. I come from a place where they, you know, on Arborist Day, some of the tree fund money was used for people to come by and grab a tree if they wanted to plant one in their own yard.
Okay.
And I think just to clarify, as Alan pointed out, this isn't to get out of having trees on the site.
Sure.
It's more if you feasibly can't actually plant the density needed.
So they can't just automatically opt in to say,
Yeah.
hey, I'll just pay the recompense on it.
Yeah, they actually have to document a hardship on the site as to why they can't meet the planting requirements as outlined in the ordinance.
Gotcha. Okay. Questions?
I don't have any related to the tree portion, but going back to, I think it was, 230-100.1 and .2, the, updates to the zoning buffer requirements. Can you just explain that in a little bit more detail? I wanna make sure that I'm understanding kind of when this is used, since we're just looking at the amended portion.
Yeah, so it relates to any new development essentially. So it's just including that category there. So you see how it says, single family detached residential, so it's related to that. Those equestrian districts weren't there before. So now when someone comes in and develops like a EQ-R, so equestrian residential, there won't be any buffers required necessarily for that. There won't be minimum buffers, but if you look at that district itself, I believe there are buffer requirements associated with it. So it's just clarification for everything. Yeah, it's not a major change because as you can see on the table, like if they come in, there's just none required for that zoning district. But when you look at the section for EQ-R or EQ-C, there will be.
So this is just saying that in that example, there's no additional buffer requirements. other
Yeah, and I
than
think
whatever that
maybe-
zoned like lot
I
has.
think talking about how to read the table would help.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to
So,
understand.
Sorry, I was trying to.
yeah, it's complicated. So when you have a new development and you go, the top will be adjacent zoning districts, and then the proposed development will be along, the vertical row. So if you're proposing a single-family residential district, it has the, footnote number 1, adjacent to a single-family residential district. Those are the districts that apply, and there are no buffer requirements. But say you're proposing a C2 adjacent to a single-family residential district, then a 75-foot buffer would apply. And the footnotes just refer to the zoning districts themselves of what is classified. So single-family residential would be footnote number 1. And then 2 is your large lot large? No, LRR, sorry.
See, I was confused too.
But does that make sense how
Yeah.
you determine the use? So we didn't change any of the standards in the chart, we just added the equestrian, residential, and commercial.
Okay. That helps, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, so if no further questions, thank you. All right, I will now make a motion to open the period for public comment. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, so we have 10 minutes each for those for and those for against. So would anyone like to speak for this? You can't speak for this, you.
I was just returning the pass. I'd be for it.
Anyone?
There's a concurrent variance on this.
No, not this one.
This is not one?
No.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Are we, so just so that I understand, is the city of Mulberry attempting to set standards for additional buffer zones, in residential versus commercial?
Rebecca.
No, none of the, we've not changed any of the buffering requirements, we are just clarifying, which districts they are related to. So in October, when we did the first major update to the ordinance, we added to be consistent with the comprehensive plan recommendations in equestrian residential and equestrian commercial zoning classification. No properties within the city are currently zoned that, but if one were to go through a rezoning process, get zoned that, and then a development was proposed adjacent to it, we needed to be able to identify how to treat the buffer requirements.
Okay, and what are you suggesting for those buffer requirements?
So they are already established. When you have single-family residential next to single-family residential, there is no buffer. And then it increases based on intensity, so next to single-family residential, a townhome development would require a 35-foot buffer, a multifamily would require a 50-foot buffer.
What about commercial?
50 for C1, C2 is 75 feet, C3 is 85 feet, and none of those have changed from when the ordinance was originally adopted.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Ed. Anyone else would like to speak? Anyone for or against? All right, if we have no further comments, I will make a motion to close the period for public comment. Do I have a second? Second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? All right, the period for public comment is now closed. Discussion? All right, if no discussions, I will take a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve. I'll make a motion to approve the text amendment, consider the adoption of text amendments to the city's Unified Development Ordinance to update the tree protection and landscaping chapter to incorporate general text updates and for other purposes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, thank you. All right, so the next item on the agenda is case number RZR-2026.04.1009. Applicant Jake Sullivan, owner D. Evans, request a rezoning a R200 zone property located at 2631 West Rock Quarry Road, Gwinnett County Tax Parcel 1001166 to RLL, Single Family Residential Large Lot District. Staff?
Yes. So there will be a change to the public comment for this one, given that there's a concurrent variance associated with it, so it'll be 10 minutes for, in favor and opposition. Just wanted to be clear, so 20 combined.
20. Yes.
Correct.
Would be 20 total for and 20 total for against.
Correct.
Yes.
So yes, this is 2631 West Rock Quarry Road. This request is to rezone 5.549 acres from RA200, so agricultural residence, to RLL. So this is single family large lot district for a 5-lot single family subdivision. The applicant also seeks a concurrent variance to increase lot coverage from the maximum allowable 15% to a maximum of 25.5. That 25.5 varies for each lot. You'll be able to see that percentage on the actual site plan. So these will be to allow 5,000 square foot homes and the associated shared access driveway that connects to all those lots. So some key details is that one shared access drive that'll be off of West Rock Quarry Road. The utilities will be Gwinnett County Water, and each of those lots will be on individual septic systems. There is an existing home on the lot, so this is 1987 single family home that is going to be demolished. So staff analysis, all surrounding properties are RA200, so residential properties. It is consistent with the character area, which is suburban transition. It has met all the 6 review standards, so residential use is suitable. We've determined that there's minimal impacts and that it aligns with the city goals for executive and large lot housing. The variance as well is supported as necessary for these estate style homes given their size, and coverage remains well below the 40% that is allowed for nearby R100, so going a little bit further out from those RA200. So with that, staff recommends approval with conditions. Some of these key conditions are, construction in conformance with the submitted site plan. It'll be limited to 5 single-family lots. The existing structure will be, removed prior to plat approval. One access driveway off of West Rock Quarry Road. That shared access driveway will have an easement and maintenance agreement recorded, so detailing what each of those property owners will be responsible for. We also would like there to be a 10-foot landscape strip and a 5-foot sidewalk along West Rock Quarry Road or fee in lieu. And with the variance approval, so like I said, lot 1 will be 19%, lots 2 through 4 will be 25.5, and then lot 5 will be 25% impervious coverage. That's pretty much it.
Okay. Any questions for staff?
The 10-foot wide landscape strip and 5-foot wide sidewalk, says here along the entire West Rock? And is that just on the lot, or is that down the whole road?
The entire frontage of that lot itself, yeah. That's consistent with what the comprehensive plan calls for, as far as intent, vision, design characteristics, all of that.
And just, along the lines of that question, just to help understand, what is the, road frontage distance for that lot?
Oh, I have to look at stuff.
I was thinking about this, the sidewalk recommendation and then what does and doesn't. How much of an impact is that?
Can't read the survey. It looks like it's roughly 200 feet.
I was gonna say, I think it's right at 200.
Okay.
Is there any concerns from a fire hazard perspective with regards to setting up properties along these lines.
Are you saying because of the distance from the
Saying
road?
the distance from the road.
Yeah. I believe they will still have to go through fire approval for these properties. Right, sir?
Yes.
So that would be part of the submittal process when these lots do come in, and if this is approved.
These are, when they come to you all, these are concepts, but they still have to comply with the overall code. So they would still have to meet standards for, making sure they have the proper turnarounds, fire department access, those types of situations.
Width of the shared access driveway.
And staff is recommending approval to the variance as it stands as well.
Correct. We feel that that's the only way to accomplish that estate style housing. And given that all those houses need access from the road, that accounts for that impervious coverage as well.
Any other questions, Stan?
Yeah, can you go back to, where it shows the 5 houses? Right there, yeah. So I actually went by there today, I was just curious, so I actually checked out the lot. So the one thing I did notice is in the front of, at the road, there's a big drop. So of course, that first house is gonna be pushed pretty far back. It's also gonna be down lower, I'm assuming, unless they do some serious grading in there. My main thing, I'm guessing each house is gonna be facing this way and not towards the road, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, you want a buffer, I'm assuming, we're not gonna see the homes, it's gonna be really hard.
All right, thank you. Is anyone here from the applicant? Ma'am?
Hi, I'm Meredith Sims. I'm actually the applicant. It's Jacob is my engineer. So, and I'm here with Alex, the builder. So I'm doing the development side of this, and then Alex is constructing the homes. There were a couple of questions that you had that I could probably answer. Someone was asking how the frontage is on the road. It's about 200 feet, and each home has to be 200 feet too on that shared private driveway as well. So you'll see that. One other thing, I've done a few of these, mostly been in City of Beaufort, but we do have to do a full development plan on it. It's like a road plan that will also show the water line. And typically when you go through that, fire department's gonna have us put something on there, or they'll have us do a turnaround or something along those lines for those fire trucks. So that's never really shown on this concept plan here. We did a really good job going through everything, so I'm not really sure what else to go through. I mean, our plan is 5 beautiful estate homes, about 5,000 square feet apiece. We appreciate staff's, recommendation with approval, and we're amenable to everything, all the conditions. I know that there's a whole lot of people here for another project. I actually own the land right next to that, so I'm interested in hearing that too. But I'll save my time for questions and for me or Alex.
Any questions for the applicant?
Is there any, the way the driveway runs down that, it looks like it's pretty close to the line, the lot line right there. Is there any requirements from a buffer perspective, landscaping or anything along those lines? I'm just thinking of the neighbors right on that side.
For the driveway?
For the driveway.
I think that someone, I'm not sure if that was
Or if it's a fence or something along those lines.
something was requested.
That was part of,
Yeah, there's a request on here.
Number 6?
And
It's a
that's
10-foot
not-
wide land. Okay.
oh, wait, that's,
The road frontage.
that's along the road.
That's on the-
I'm sorry.
I don't believe there's anything on it.
No, this is not. But that is something that, I'm a reasonable developer. I'm happy to put something up if there's a need for, some sort of buffer between, if it's I think we just did one that had a split level fence on it and some landscape strip on there. So happy to oblige.
Thank you. All right, I will now make a motion to open the period for public comment, which will be 20 minutes for and 20 minutes for against. Do I have a second?
One second.
All those in favor? All those opposed? All right, so the period for public comment is now open. So anyone would like to speak for please step forward.
Just a clarification, I'm Dale Barton, to the road, I live around the corner from this area. Did you guys decide that there has to be a buffer between the driveway and the neighbor, or is that not what you were discussing?
That's a discussion that we'll still have on.
Oh, you haven't decided that. Does it show that, or does it show none?
I don't believe it does.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, as a neighbor, I think there should be something.
All right, so we're still technically on the period for anyone speaking forward. Does anyone would like to make a comment? Okay, so if no one has for, would anyone like to get up and speak against? Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, my name is Gail Hayes, I live on West Quarter Road. My concern with this property, I'm not thrilled about it being rezoned, but my main concern is this is at the higher elevation of the street, and there are five properties below that. I'm concerned that this is a heavily vegetated lot, probably 2/3 of it is old growth trees, and when the subdivision comes in, they normally clear cut that, and I'm concerned about erosion. The house right below this lot is the start of a spring-fed natural stream, and I'm concerned that all of that silt and runoff is gonna go into that stream and ruin it. I know that these are gonna be on septic tank, and in addition to silt running downhill, other stuff runs downhill too, and I'm not thrilled with that, with us being on well water, so those are my main concerns.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to speak against? Yes, ma'am.
Again, I'm not that familiar with the situation, but I'm a little bit confused.
State your name.
Oh, I'm sorry, my name is Vicki Miller. I live off of South Bucket Road, which is just around the corner from here. So I'm just a little bit confused because what we were just talking about on A was that we were trying to improve the landscape, the buffers, and make the area conducive, make it nice for the neighborhood, so forth and so on, correct? So now we're looking at, right behind that, we're looking at a situation where, like she was just saying, we're gonna have water runoff, we're gonna have issues, it's gonna happen anytime you've got that kind of development. They just did that off of Thompson Mill Road, same kind of situation there. The only difference was they had two houses facing Thompson Mill Road, and they do have issues there. Now, they have sold the majority of those houses, so I guess that responsibility goes to that homeowner, and that's not the right thing to do. So, also with this, you're talking about going from a variance of what, 15% to 25%. Again, you know, we're gonna have water runoff because we're not gonna have anything to absorb the rain, the moisture, so forth and so on. And the vegetation, there's just not enough room left